Hello everyone, today's video is going to be a bit different. So I'm going to be talking about the scalper situation in the diecast scene specifically. And also I'm going to be applying some water decals on my Datsun 510 Kaido house. So as you can see, I've applied actually a bit of the water decals already. Not really too good at it, especially this part. But yeah, that's not the main point of this video. I'm just going to be applying some of it. It's my first time doing it actually, so I'm going to be talking about the scalper situation. So I think the first point to talk about in the scalper situation is that there are just way too many scalpers in the scene right now. You go on Facebook or any marketplace and you see right after an event, or maybe right after a car suddenly becomes really popular, you see a bunch of people posting it for like the market price. And they get really, really mad if you try and offer a lower price because they say, oh, the market price is this, something. So we can all agree that the scalper market, the diecast market, is actually quite oversaturated with scalpers. And the funny thing is that even if they can't manage to sell, even if they don't manage to sell it for the market price, like let's say for the Art of Speed RWB Hanabi, the car that I just reviewed, the market price is around 260, and all they need to do is just maybe drop it to 220, and maybe you'll have someone buying it, or 200. Bear in mind the cost price, the retail price of it is 189, and the queue is not too bad. So I don't see why people should be charging over $100 more. So even if they can't sell it for their market price, they just don't sell it. They just hold on to it, and it makes people like the people who actually collect the cars not able to get it, because some scalper believes that they can sell it for a higher price, which is really quite disappointing actually. But I don't know if I should stick this here. But other than that, yeah, we addressed the second point, is that scalping, even though I say earlier it's a bit lucrative, meaning like, but we have to acknowledge that the lucrativeness is only for the more exclusive cars. So exclusive cars, I think it's more of the more overseas cars, like maybe the Japanese cars, the Japanese exclusives, and maybe the just China exclusives, and they have to be like from specific brands. Like if you have an exclusive from Majoret, you'll never see that being super expensive. But if they're from Mini GT or Kaido House, then the price, especially Kaido House, Kaido House and Mini GT, they are the real scalper things right now. The Black Limiteds and all that. I really don't believe. I really can't believe that. You know, they I don't really like Kaido House cars. Honestly, their proportions are not that good and all that, but yet they tend to be the most expensive ones out there. I don't know if I applied that correctly, but yeah, it makes it very lucrative. But back to the point, we have to acknowledge that this scalper business actually provides really minimal profits, because the cars that the other cars, if they're not Kaido House, Hot Wheels, or Mini GT, they just provide like $20 profit, or 20 ringgit, sorry, 20 ringgit profit, or 40 ringgit profit per car. And yeah, it's just really minimal, but yet people are still trying to do it. But they mainly try to go for the more expensive ones, of course, like I mentioned before, the Kaido and Mini GT. But they just expect the tarmacs and all that. They say like, hey, since I'm already here, might as well go for the tarmacs and all those other brands, just to make a profit on it. And yeah, you just kind of have to respect them for that. you know well, we'll move on to that later on. So a good example is the Hot Wheels Conventions car from the Art of Speed event recently. So the profit that I made from that. I only bought one, by the way. I could only buy one because it's only limited to one per person, and I actually planned to keep it for myself. Like honestly, believe me if you want, but I actually wanted to keep it initially, because I did line up for quite a long time. But after looking at the car, it was just so minimal effort. The car, like I know Hot Wheels. That's Hot Wheels thing, you know. Like I know that's Hot Wheels thing. The formula, you know, just minimal effort cars, and for premiums or events, just put some more decals on it and call it a day. But they shouldn't be charging such expensive prices for it. That's my main issue. And other than that, the oh sorry. Other than that, I also see the profits of it. You know, I sold the car for, I think I mentioned it before, 688, which is a nice auspicious number. And after that, I only made around 250 ringgit, which is not a lot, you know, considering the normal job in Malaysia. Maybe not normal, maybe it's just the jobs I did, because I did more like freelance jobs these few days. One of my jobs paid one day, 8 hours of work, 120 ringgit. So 120 ringgit for one day compared to the 250 I made when I had to queue up for 24 hours, which mind you is nothing fun. It is really not fun to queue up for 24 hours. Maybe it's just me, but I did come like unprepared. But I don't think it's worth your time to just sit there for 24 hours. You have better things to do with your life. And yeah, it's not very fun. I know this is supposed to, sorry, I know this is supposed to go on the front, but oh shit, I tore it. But the front already has the Kaido House sticker. I don't want to ruin it. Oh my gosh, this is just my own rendition. Okay, so yeah, back to the topic. Yeah, it was a 24-hour queue. You can see that some scalpers, they hire runners for them. Those are like the real big shot scalpers. They hire some runners that will line up for them, or no, sorry, not line up for them, but because I don't think they pay them enough to line up for them. But those scalpers, they will come and join the queue later on in the day. So like they have this one guy, I think it's the person who hired them, queuing for them queuing for them overnight, and then they will have, when the event is about to open, they will have these few people come and line up for them again. Join the queue, sorry. They will have these few people join the queue with them, and yeah, they just join the queue. You'll see like, oh, there's one person in front of me only, and then when the event's about to open, suddenly you see 20 people in front of you or something, and you can't really, I mean you can technically, but you just have to argue with them that, hey, you're not supposed to be doing this. It's not really fair, but they just don't care, you know. What are you gonna do? Push them out? They can't. They have 20 people, so you just have to watch as 20 people come in front of you and possibly remove your chances of getting your own one for your own collection. But yeah, and you know that the ticket alone for the event costs around 100 ringgit for me actually, but I know that the retail is 170 with the bundle, and some people have started reselling their Fastlane tickets closer to the day. They sold those Fastlane tickets for 65 ringgit and all that, but that is like more to closer to the day, meaning like during the day or during when people are queuing already. Yeah, they were being sold for, oh, it's gone. Oh my gosh, just flew away. Oh, it's here. Yeah, so some people got the tickets at different prices, but mostly around $100. So I got my ticket for $100, and yeah, not bad. But let me just put it here. They don't really stick to the windows, huh? Plastic. It's just gonna be a Frankenstein model. Everything, stickers everywhere. Okay, so other than that, you just see the runners cutting queues and joining into their employees queue line, and you just suddenly see a lot of people in front of you, and can't really do much about that because they have the employees, and those employees are mostly like quite reputable people in the diecast community. It's always the most reputable people being the scalpers. That's why they are so successful at it. They have their own communities, and sometimes they have those power trips. Like, I'm not going to mention one group, but there was one group that I was in where you can't even joke around. You can't even make jokes about the employee, like harmless jokes. Like, let's say, yeah, based on my own experience, like, let's say you, oh, sometimes it's not even a joke. Sometimes you genuinely ask a question and they think you're mocking them, and they will just DM you and get mad at you, you know? So some power tripping in those groups, those communities that they've built. Not really something, I'm not sure why everyone's still supporting that, but to each their own, I guess. But it's not all bad about these scalpers. We have to understand that us as the buyers, sometimes we sacrifice paying more to these scalpers for the luxury, oh, it came off, for the luxury of staying at home and in our beds and air-conditioned rooms while these scalpers line up in the outside and have horrible postures for the rest of their life because they have to sit on those camping chairs for the whole 24 hours. Yeah, we're sacrificing paying extra to keep the luxury of being able to stay in the comfort of our homes and still manage to get the items. And yeah, sometimes the profits aren't even, it's not even that much over market, so I wouldn't say it's too bad, and we have to respect the scalpers' dedications to minimal profits. And yeah, we don't line up with them, as in like lining up in the queue to get the items. So other than that, there's the argument that scalpers, they just take everything. Scalpers are horrible because they take everything before the real customers can get it, and they just, it's mainly an argument that's put towards the lining up thing, like, oh, if you guys don't line up 24 hours, then everyone could have gotten it, you know. So I would say that that's not really true, because there are some dedicated collectors as well that do line up 24 hours to get the items, and it's not just all scalpers getting those items, although it is majority. And I would say that dedicated collectors can line up 24 hours as well to get those items, and it could still end up being sold out before you guys come when the event opens. When I say that, I mean like everyone lines up before the event opens. No one goes when the event opens, because if you do that, you're basically not going to get anything. So yeah, I would say that argument is not really true for like the super exclusive items, but for the more non-exclusive for the more like small exclusive items, if I can say, like the tarmac cars or the other brands other than Mini GT and Kaido House and also Hot Wheels, yeah, you can say that. But to be fair, those cars, they take time to sell out as well. Like the tarmac car took the whole first day to sell out. They had 1,000 and it took a whole first day to sell out. And yeah, going back, a normal job pays you $100 a day, and lining up for 24 hours got me $250 profit. So yeah, you be the judge. You choose what you want to do, you know. I would say that the scalper situation is quite uncontrolled right now. Too many people are doing it, but if we think carefully, yeah, why not just let them do it, you know? Because if we don't support those scalpers, we don't buy them for those exorbitant prices, then eventually they have to drop those prices, and we can just do jobs that pay more, you know. So we can do jobs that actually get us paid, meaning like we know we're gonna get paid, rather than scalpers who have to hold people to buy their stuff. So yeah, why not just let them do what they do and we do what we do, you know? Just be patient and wait for the prices to drop, because yeah, everything, never buy any items. directly after the event or directly during the event, because that's when the prices are the highest. Just be patient and wait for the prices to drop a bit and get it for a price you like. Yeah, I think that's it from this video. Sorry if it was a bit incoherent, because I'm not really too good at doing these talkings. I have to get all my points written down. And yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. That's my opinions on scalpers.